Remember the Sabbath to keep it holy. Honor the day that our Lord
Father,
commands us.
once again we bless you for everything. And we say continue with us. As we share your word this moment, we pray you give us the food, the bread of life, and strengthen us by it. Give us wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to hear you and to apply your word to our lives so that we continue to grow in your grace, in your power, in your spirit, in your mighty, until we see Yeshua in glory. Thank you, Father, for hearing us. Blessed be your holy name. Yeshua's name we pray. Hallelujah. This morning we want to share from the word, where we stopped last week. We want to go to book of Psalms, Psalm chapter 2. Follow me to Psalm chapter 2. Follow me to Psalm chapter 2. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine avenging? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against Yahweh and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. He that sits in the heavens shall laugh. Yahweh shall have them in derision. Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath, and vex them in his sore displeasure. Yet have I set my king upon my holy hill of Zion. I will declare this decree. Yahweh has said unto me, thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the hidden for thy inheritance, and the utmost parts of the earth for thy possession. Thou shalt break them in a rod, with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. Be wise now, therefore, O ye kings. Be instructed, ye judges of the earth. Serve Yahweh with fear and rejoice with trembling. Kiss the Son, lest he be angry, and ye perish from the way, when his wrath is kindled but a little. Blessed are all they that put their trust in him. We continue with this message which has been on. This will be the part 4. This will be part 5, sorry. This will be the part 5 of Kings of the Earth against Yahweh and his people. Kings of the Earth against Yahweh and his people. Now, what we read in Psalm chapter 2 summarized this title, Kings of the Earth against Yahweh's people. Who are they attacking? They're attacking Yahweh. But to get to Yahweh, they have to hit the children of Yahweh. And that is in verse 3. Let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. Now, when you turn to Psalm 83, you hear the children of Yahweh crying vehemently. Crying vehemently. Psalm 83. Keep not thou silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, your enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel be called. Always called. They want to cast away. That Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. They gang up against Yahweh. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab and Hagarites, Gebel and Ammon and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre, Asher also is joined with them. They have holpen the children of Lot. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kishon, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb and like Zeb, yea, all their princes, Zebah and Azamona, who said, let us take ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession, O my Yahweh. Make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth a wood, and as the flame sets the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name, O Yahweh. Let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. This is the prayer of Israel. This is the prayer of children of Jacob. This is the prayer of his people till today, because they have sworn to eat us up, to remove us from being the people of Yahweh. Last week, we tried to recall what these kings are plotting to do. Now, we also recalled, that what started, or what we are seeing today, didn't start now. Started all the way from Genesis, from Adam and Eve even. Satan is the architect of what the kings of the world are doing today, the globalists. They want to fulfill the agenda of Satan, who want to plant his proxy, his second in command in human flesh, who the Bible called the lawless man, the beast, the one that is coming to rule, that was hinted to us in the book of Daniel, whom Daniel described, the very little horn that will rise in the latter days, the last king of the earth that the Bible described as man of sin. What is man of sin? The man that will not have anything to do with Yahweh's word, Yahweh's Torah, Yahweh's law. That is why he's called man of sin. That is a breaker of Yahweh's law. He breaks the law of Yahweh and he will impose his own law. He will remove Yahweh's law and want human beings to bow to his law, worship him at the end. So the ultimate is Satan want worship. He's been fighting that. He tried that to catch all that are inhabited in heaven to worship him. He was swept away. Down in the earth here, he continued that agenda. And in this latter days, Bible said he will do that and he will succeed. In fact, he has succeeded as we are talking, because Yeshua said that all have sinned and come short of the glory of Yahweh. All that we were reading since, that he came and Israel rejected him. His people rejected him. It has been on and on and on. And whom did they receive? They accepted another, Baal worship, Satan. So Satan has, succeeded for many years back. People have been bowing to Satan, and up to today, they are still bowing to Satan. And this was reported that he is going to use beasts, human beings, to execute this evil assignment. And if we look, he tried Adam and Eve, they fell to him. In the days of Abel and Cain, he used Cain to derail his brother. The righteousness went into drain at that period. And he continued to the time of Abel. the time of Noah, and the evil reigned in the time of Noah. He was the architect. He poisoned that even that generation, the children of Noah, Shem, Ham, Japheth, and out of this setting came Nimrod, and Nimrod was the first beast, so to speak, he used. A brutish man, a warrior. Bible described him as a mighty hunter, a warrior. Not only did he war against Yahweh, he war against his fellow human beings. He caused men of his time to toe the path of sun god. That was when the sun god, sun worship, the Lord, Baal. That was when he was the one that invoked it. He was the one that, began to worship sun. Baal is all about the sun worship or sun god. The god, the sun, human being made it as an object to worship. And Yahweh told Israel, when you get into that land of Canaan, do not look at the sun, do not look at the moon, do not look at the stars, do not bow to them, because they are firmament, they are the things that Yahweh made for their benefits. But how? Because Satan had, right from onset, has been using all those things that Yahweh made to profit man, to attack Yahweh and to attack the children of Yahweh. So the attack has been on Yahweh and on his people. And when that happens, when human beings stray away from the word of Yahweh, what happens is that Yahweh will be angry with his people and destroy them. And it's been happening like that, it's been happening like that, it's been happening like that. And Satan has been. And why is it that Yahweh is destroying his people? Because his people don't have ears. Yahweh will warn them. Not that they are, they walk in it in ignorance. No, Yahweh will let them know what is on ground, what Satan has done, what Satan has prepared. Do not look at it, do not follow it, do not interact with them, do not go by them. But the more Yahweh speaks, the more, they walk away from him. And Satan continues to capitalize on ignorance, at times, even not ignorance in this sense, because having been told, you have the understanding, have the knowledge, but they don't use that understanding for anything. They turn it to ignorance, and Satan capitalizes on that, and they use it to destroy the people of Yahweh. So this destruction has continued, and in these latter days, what is happening is that it's going to gain momentum. It's going to increase by the level that is beyond human reasoning, human understanding. What they never knew or heard before, they will hear and see. And the Bible said that survival will be just very few. Only very few number, remnant, will survive the onslaught of what Satan has prepared to happen to his people in these latter days. Let's look at the book of Daniel. We read from verse 42. Daniel chapter 2, verse 42. Daniel chapter 2, verse 42. The image. And Daniel has explained this image. The head, Babylon, the shoulder, Medes and Persia, the thigh, he explained as Greece, and the leg, ostensibly it came to two legs, the Roman Empire, and then the toes, you have the little horn coming out from there. And what type of image was that? Let us hear Daniel 42. And as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with merry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. You can see that within this Roman Empire, out of which today is reduced or deduced to European community or European Union, you see that they are separating, iron and clay, separating themselves. But then they still mix because of the one doctrine they have, one faith. They are all still within the axis of Satan. Satan is in control. This Gentile world. So though they may separate, but they are one in spirit. They are one in whatever their master, their father commands them to do. So they still do the bidding of. In that sense, they come together, but somehow they separate. In terms of politics, in terms of social life, in terms of some other thing, entity they separate. But in economy, somehow they mingle together, and in the spiritual affairs they mingle together. So they are separated, but they are not completely separated. Verse 44. And in the days of these kings shall the Elah of heaven set up a kingdom. So as they continue to barrage and want to overturn the earth because of their foolishness, Yahweh will catch up with them, and he will come and destroy them and set up his own kingdom. Yahweh will come and set up his own kingdom, which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people. So this kingdom is going to, as Yeshua comes back to take over the kingdom of the earth for the glory of Yahweh and for the reign of the people of Yahweh forever on earth, he's not going to hand it to anybody. And Yeshua is not going to go back to heaven, leaving it for man. Look at it there in the Bible. And this will tell you that there's nothing like rapture. You that believe rapture, hear the word of Yahweh here. Said, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. The kingdom of Yahweh shall then stand forever and ever. For as much as thou sawest that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, and that it brake in pieces the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, and the gold, the great Elah, Yahweh, has made known to the king what shall come to pass hereafter. Did you hear that? As this image that is positioned and was shown to Nebuchadnezzar and to all mankind, even to this generation. Now that this generation is witnessing the final aspect of the image. The head has gone, the shoulder has gone, the belly has gone, belly and the thigh or whatever has gone. Then what is left is the legs. And the legs, many parts of the legs are gone. The toes is what is remaining today, which is the Roman or the European Union, the Empire of Europe. This is in terms of leadership, leading the world. These empires is about leadership. These empires are the empires at one time or the other in the world. They were leading the world. Now, the final aspect of this leading power is Babylon that we see today, which is America. Because America is part of Europe. Now, the Bible says that, according to the revelation here of Daniel, says that as all this happened, now it was presented to us to see what will happen in the later days. What will come to pass hereafter. And the dream is certain, and the interpretation thereof sure. So that image, the end result, will be what is accumulation of all evils. Because these are the Gentile world. How the Gentile world will rule the earth. Since the time of this, or since the time Israel lost their stay in the land of Canaan, they lost their independence in Canaan, where Bible described as Israel. Since then till today, the Gentiles have ruled the world. And they will continue to rule the world, including Jerusalem, until Yeshua comes back to take away the government from them. So Daniel chapter 2 mapped out how this hidden Gentile world are going to rule the world from one empire to the other, one empire to the other, one empire. They continue until finally they will misrule the world. They will abuse everything Yahweh has made, and they want to tear the world down. And Yahweh will come and, through the hands of his son, scatter them, destroy them, and take over the kingdom of the earth, take over the world by himself, and govern it by himself. So that is that image. And let's also be clear about who will inherit when Yeshua conquers this last empire, the Roman Empire, which is today the European Union, that is ruling the world via the power of America. And they see that America's power is falling, and the beast is about to emerge. So at the last end of the power of this European Union, the beast will emerge to think to govern the earth in his own way, to think to hold the world into ransom to himself forever and ever. That is the plan of Satan. But unfortunately, Yahweh says only 7 years, the beast will be swept away. Then the power will enter into the hands of people of Yahweh. Let's look at Daniel chapter 7, verse 26. But the judgment shall sit. Did you hear that? And they shall take away his dominion, the dominion of this beastly power, which is powered by Satan, to consume and to destroy it unto the end. Unto the end. Verse 27. And the kingdom and the dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him. All kingdoms of the world shall serve Yeshua, shall obey him, and by the way, he is going to rule them with his saints, because it is because of the saints that Yeshua comes to deal with these kings, so that the power will be taken away from them and be handed, not literally given to the saints, but he will rule the earth, he will rule the world with his people. Let us get that affirmation in Revelation chapter 5, verse 10. Revelation chapter 5, verse 10. And has made us, that is, children of Yahweh, the covenant keepers, the Israelites. Whoever receives Yeshua, follow Yeshua, and keep the covenant commandment is an Israelite, is a covenant keeper. And has made us, that is the meaning of us there, unto our Yahweh kings. He has made us kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth. Did you hear that? We shall reign on the earth. Even Isaiah concurred for that. Isaiah concurred that as well. Let us, ascertain that from a prophet who also is part of this knowledge. It's part of this knowledge. Isaiah 24. We read from verse 6. Isaiah 24. Therefore has the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. Few men left. When all this calamity, catastrophe, trouble will be going all over the world, the beast will be ravaging and all that, Yeshua will come and annihilate all these beasts and all those that follow the law, the way of the beast, including Israelites who follow the beast, and only few men will be left. So number of human beings on earth will be few. So even Israelites will be few. If that in their millions, only little fraction will be left. And let us consult Revelation chapter 20. Revelation 20, verse 6. Those who will reign, those who will be here on earth, it is only those who had obeyed, who keep his covenant commandments. Blessed and holy is he that has part in the first resurrection. On such the second death has no power, but they shall be priests of Yahweh and of Messiah, and shall reign with him 1,000 years. So the first stage of the reign of Yeshua will be 1,000 years that he mapped out. And within that 1,000 years, great things will happen. The balance or the remaining of hidden world will be educated, will be taught. So that is the big harvest that Bible talked about that will happen in the latter days. Let us consult Revelation 22 and hear him tell us those who will profit in the reign and in the kingdom. Blessed are they that do his commandments. So those that do his commandments today, as we are being taught, Torah, those who follow the Torah and keep the commandments of Yahweh, that they may have right to the tree of life and may enter in through the gates into the city. So the kingdom that is coming, when Yeshua will come and conquer the earth, those who will possess the earth, because the earth is created for the righteous, they are going to be the owner, the occupants, and the rulers of the kingdoms, the dominions of the world. They are going to be in charge, those who keep the covenant commandments of Yahweh. Now, this is the setting of what is coming. This is the setting of what is coming. Then we, the people of Yahweh, in this whole scenario, as the kings of the earth, fight and vehemently want to oppress, want to suppress, want to destroy, want to annihilate, want to remove us from the earth, what will still keep us in the earth is holding to the covenant commandment and following Yeshua daily. That is what is going to keep us. And that is what is required from us. So if you are not meeting that criteria, you better wake up, because that is the whole plan of Yahweh. Abraham was called in this covenant. Isaac was called in this covenant. Jacob was called in this covenant. David was called in this covenant. When Yeshua came to the lineage of David, he continued in this covenant. So this covenant way, which is what Bible described, Yeshua himself told us in John chapter 14 verse 6, that he is the way, and in that way, which is the covenant way, is where the truth is found, is also where life is found. So he is the way, the truth, and the life. So that is out of the covenant way that he gave us that. And when you look at the holistic picture of what he was saying, he is saying that he is the word, and that word is the way to go. And that word is found in the covenant commandment. And the covenant commandment is found in the Torah. And there he established his covenant, his agreement, that if you bind yourself in this agreement, then let the world shake. Let the globalists do whatever. Let the kings do whatever. That you will remain. You will possess the earth. Because the earth is, created for you to inhabit, for you to rule, for you to reign, for you to be established. And somebody will tell you, oh, no, it is heaven. You will go to heaven, you will remain in heaven. Oh, at the end of the day, you may come into the earth. Look, Bible never teaches that way. Either they misunderstood the Bible, or they are listening to the spirit of Satan. It's not what the Bible taught. So, we are continuing to look at, we are going to look at the reasons why Satan, the lawless man, the beast, the globalists, the kings of the earth, why they insist to go against us. The reasons for that. We are going to look at the reasons again this morning. No, part of the reasons we have seen it when we are about to pray. We saw it based on his name. We are going to look at it again. We are going to delve into it this morning. You are going to see exactly what Yahweh is saying. If it's not his name, you lost everything. In fact, worshiping Yahweh or following Yahweh, or following the covenant way, it starts from his name and ends in his name. If you throw away his name, you throw him away. That means you walk away from him. And you walk away from him, then you are on your own. Then the beast will have a field day. The beast will do whatever pleases him. Let us go to Exodus chapter 20. Exodus chapter 20. We are not just preaching. We are not just passing talk. We are passing eternal message, eternal information, secret information. Secret in the sense that it is only confined to the obedient person. It's not secret that you don't see it or don't read it or don't. It is hidden. No. It is because the spirit of Yahweh is in it. The life of Yahweh is in it. And if you bind yourself to it, day and night, you will see how the wonders will be working for you. See how the wonders. That is where the miracle happens. The wonders happens. We do read it, Exodus chapter 20. The 10 Commandments. The 10 Commandments. Now, this is the covenant that he made with them in the wilderness. If you follow it, you will be greater than any man on earth. If you follow it, no man will defeat you. No nation will defeat you. No power will defeat you. No man, even when they go in the secret, they talk, rubbish, do everything. They will do you this, they will do you that. When they come out, they will, in fact, they will want to, they forget what they have said they are going to do. That is the power that is working with you. Now, let's look at this covenant, where it was made and what it was made with. Any covenant that is binded or agreed with blood, there is power there. Particularly if you are doing it in the name of Yahweh. But these days we don't do any covenant again or agreement with blood. That is sealing it with blood. Because that has been done once and for all. Yeshua did it. And that was all. You can't do that. So, whatever we do now is the name of Yeshua we use in sealing it. And the name of Yeshua is based on truth that is inside us. Now, let's look at Exodus chapter 24. We read 5 and 6, even 7, 8. No, let's take it from 6. Verses 6, 7, 8. And Moses took half of the blood and put it in basins, and half of the blood he sprinkled on the altar. And he took the book of the covenant. The book of the... This is the law. This is Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. That is what he calls here the book of the covenant. That is the book of the law. And read in the audience of the people. And they said, all that Yahweh has said will we do and be obedient. Not only will they do it, they will be obedient. So our fathers binded every son, every daughter, even those yet unborn, up to today, tie us in this covenant. What did he call it? He said covenant, the book of covenant. And that is why, when you ask me who am I, I will tell you I'm a covenant keeper. I'm not into religion. Not into religion. Covenant keeper. Yahweh deals with covenant. It doesn't deal with religion. It doesn't go with religion. Religion is the creation of Satan. Verse 8. And Moses took the blood, and sprinkled it on the people as a witness, and said, Behold, the blood of the covenant. See? This covenant is tied with the blood, sealed with the blood, which Yahweh has made with you concerning all these words. Hebrews 9:19 and 20. Hebrews 9:19 and 20. 19 and 20. Let's read it. For when Moses had spoken every precept to all the people according to the law, according to the book of the covenant, he took the blood of cows and of goats with water and scarlet wool and hyssop, and sprinkled both the book and all the people, saying, This is the blood of the testament which Yahweh has enjoined unto you. We are bound, we are tied, we are sealed to this covenant. So there is no escape. If you say, there is that religion that preaches new thing, and that is the way. I mean, the person has separated himself from this covenant. And if you separate yourself, you are vulnerable to Satan's destruction. I mean, the person becomes a meat to Satan. The person can be destroyed at any time, any moment. Yahweh will not protect you. Call him from morning till night, he will not listen to you. That is the word of life. That is the word of truth. That is what he's telling us. So we are bounded in this covenant law or book of the law by the blood. And in it, Exodus 20 was extracted. Deuteronomy chapter 5 also was extracted, which is the 10, call it 10 commandments. We know what is there. I'm not going to start reading it. You read it on your own, because we recall it every now and then. It's supposed to be in our head, it's supposed to be in our mind. But then, we have to look at some very serious ones. We still go back to the name. Because that is the centerpiece. And even the fourth commandment there is very, very crucial. And the name ties in the first, second, third, and fourth verses there. I am Yahweh, thy father, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. He has told us who he is, whom we are dealing with, who has given us or made the covenant with us, our father. His name is Yahweh. I am Yahweh. That is what he said. Now, verse 3 now. Thou shalt have no other mighty ones before me. It is clear. So when you call the names of other gods, and you don't even mention this his name, because it has been expunged from the Bible, from the books called the Bibles of the Gentiles that are in our hands. If you want to have Bible, go for Hebrew Bible, Israelite Bible. That is Hebrew Bible, the original text, because salvation is of the Jews. That's what many of us don't know. That's what Christianity don't know. Or when they hear it, they don't understand it. The giving of salvation, the giving of the law, the giving of life began with Israelites, the Hebrews, the Jews. So if that is the case, other nations or Gentiles, they don't belong. They are not part of it. The only chosen people from Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and up to this generation are the people that are given the law. They are the custodian of the law. And in that, they what? Inherit salvation, everlasting life. Remember in John chapter 5, verse 24, where Yeshua said, if you keep my words, indeed, you will not experience death. You will have everlasting life. Word, that is the covenant he's talking about. The word. He is the word. He is the law, the Torah. Now, verse 4 says, thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, for I, Yahweh, thy father, am a jealous Yahweh, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and the fourth generation of them that hate me. When we deviate, you see, up to this point, Yahweh is still pointing out his name, his name, his name, his name. Talk about worship. Who do you worship? Talk about praise. Who do you praise? Talk about bowing your knee, bowing your head, praying. Whom do you pray to? Whom do you worship? Whom do you bow your knee to? His name. You do that based on his name. Now, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me. So whom does he show mercy? He shows mercy to those who are obedient, covenant keepers. Those are the people that he shows mercy. Look at it there. Showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandment. Did you hear that? Okay, listen to Yeshua. This is Old Testament. Quite all right. Hold that. Look at Yeshua telling you the same thing. Go to John chapter 14. Go to John chapter 14. When we are talking to you, we are talking to you the revelation, the Spirit of Yahweh speaking into us all, and he is revealing this truth to us and telling us this is what stands, because they have robbed us the truth, but Yahweh is restoring the truth inside our spirits. Now look at John chapter 14. I read from 15. If ye love me, do what? Keep my commandments. He is still referring to Exodus we just read. It's not done. Let's go to verses 23, in fact 21, then moving forward. He that has my commandments, are you hearing that? He's still referring to Exodus chapter 20. And keepeth them, he it is that loveth me. And he that loveth me shall be loved of my Father, and I will love him and will manifest myself to him. Look at 23. Yeshua answered and said unto him, if a man love me, he will keep my words, and my Father will love him. What is his word? Torah. What is his word? The law. What is his word? Himself. So if you keep the law, if you keep his word, you are with him. He rests in you. And my Father will love him, and we will come unto him and make our abode with him. He that love me not, he that doesn't keep the covenant commandments, he that doesn't keep the Torah, the law. He says, he that loveth me not, keepeth not my sayings, his word. And the word which ye hear is not mine, but the Father's which sent me. Referring back to Exodus, that was the Father gave to them in Mountain Sinai. Because what he's preaching, keeping his commandment, keeping his number, it's not even Yeshua's command. He's talking about the Father's commandment that he gave them in the wilderness. That is the commandment. He has affirmed here that it's not his own. It is the Father's. Are you hearing that? If you are hearing that, are you believing that? John chapter 15. What did Yeshua do with it? Let us hear how he fell with this. Verse 10. John chapter 15 verse 10. If ye keep my commandments, ye shall abide in my love, even as I have kept my Father's commandments and abide in his love. Commandment is love. The 10 commandment is love. So if you keep that 10 commandments, you are doing what? You are abiding in the Father's love. If you are abiding in the Father's love, you are abiding in the covenant commandments that he gave to us. That's exactly what he's saying. He said he has set the example. He has set the example. The Father gave it to him and he kept them and loved the Father. Now, how do we know that we are his own? How do we know that we know him? And how do we know that we profess him? Now, let us go to the scriptures to respond to that. John chapter 1 and 1 John chapter 2. 1 John chapter 2 from 3, verse 3. 1 John 2 chapter 2 verse 3. And hereby we know, this is how we know, that we know him. How do we know him? If we keep his commandments. Did you hear that? Keeping his commandment is the core, is the key. He that says, I know him, and keepeth not his commandments is a liar, and the truth is not in him. So if you profess, maybe you stray and call him Jesus, you stray and call him the Lord, who does not keep the covenant, or the commandment, or his word, at the end of the day, what is the Bible saying? The Bible said the person is a liar, because the person wants to profess, I know him, he's my Lord, he's my this, he's my God, he's my Jesus, he's my this. He said, you are far away. You don't know him. You have left him. You ran away from him. And you profane his name. So he doesn't know you either. He doesn't. Because how you know him and how he knows you is that you keep the covenant commandments. You keep that commandment. That's how he knows you. So he that keepeth not the covenant commandment is a liar, and the truth is not in the person. But whoso keepeth his word in him verily is the love of Yahweh perfected. Hereby we know that we are in him. So we are in him if we keep his word, if we keep his commandment, we are in him and we know him. He that says he abides in him ought himself also to walk even as he walked. So how do you walk the way he walked? You follow him, you love him, you have faith in him if you keep the covenant commandment. That was the way he walked. He followed the covenant commandment. That is the walk that he's talking about there. Following that way, which he followed. So, this exactly pinned down Exodus chapter 20, which we read in verse 6. And showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandment. Love. Yeshua said that in John chapter 15, verse 10. You keep the commandment, also you love him. So you put them together. Thou shalt not take the name of Yahweh thy Father in vain. This is the key. And this is why Satan hates you. This is why the beast want to look for you anywhere you are. Because you're following the truth. Because you're following the Father. Remember Psalm chapter 2. Remember Psalm chapter 2. What Yahweh himself said. That they rage against him, against his son, and against you. Why? Because of his name that you profess. Brother, that is the secret. That is why there is this global trouble everywhere. They are doing it because they want to get to the children of Yahweh. That is the hidden agenda. That is the secret agenda. But nobody knows. Nobody can tell you. Yahweh has told you. Now, when you hold to the name of Yahweh, say, thou shalt not take the name of Yahweh thy Father in vain. Vain here means desolation, destroying, making false, replacing it, making vanity of it, making empty. That means you have removed it and something will replace. Something will have to be put in there. Profane. We go to Ezekiel 36. Profane. That's why Yahweh was crying, they profane my name. Then I will come to them. I want to rescue them based on my name. Because let Israel alone. Let Israel has jetted away. For this age is even trying a bit. In very near future, it's going to be terrible. Look at the children that are born today. The beast is busy educating them, teaching them, taking them away from this truth. And that's why Yahweh says, learn his way, study his way, put it in your forehead, put it in your right hand, put it in your heart, live by it. As you do that, take your children along, teach them from generation to generation, so that they will not forget, because the beast is after them to gather them and teach them the opposite. And the opposite is the lawless way of living. Hey, children, you can marry tomorrow. You can marry yourself. You can marry a man. You can marry a woman. You can marry animals. You can wed them. You can live with them. You can do anything with them. They can bear children for you. That is the beast. He opposes everything that is of Yahweh. He opposes everything that is of truth. He opposes everything that is of the covenant. He says no to it. He disagrees with Yahweh. That is the evil. So that way they will pollute his name. Then what of the fourth commandment? Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. You see? So how do you remember the Sabbath day? What do you do in the Sabbath day? Worship. Whom do you worship? Yahweh. So whose name are you bowing to? That is where the name comes in. You don't do worship without a name. You don't bow, you don't praise, you don't do anything without a name. Otherwise, everything will be empty. And that's what they did by removing his name, and they made his name empty. Then they replaced with another. So that is how they broke the third commandment. Thou shalt not take his name in vain. And they take his name in vain, replacing his name with another. That is what happened. And that is why trouble. Yahweh will not rescue them. He will not. Certainly he will not. Now let us go back a little bit and see. Because when the judgment will be set, Yahweh will refer you to what Abraham did. Let us go to Genesis chapter 26 verse 5. Genesis 26 verse 5. Everything will enter into judgment. He said, the word I speak to you will be your judge. We judge you. Genesis 26 verse 5. Because that Abraham obeyed my voice and kept my charge, my commandments, my statutes, and my laws. Abraham did so. As Yeshua himself did the same. Abraham did it. So he won't say, I didn't know. Our earlier fathers, the patriarchs, they obeyed. Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. What Abraham did, Isaac did, Jacob did, continue like that. Even David did. A man after the heart of Yahweh. Said David was a man after his heart. Now, whom are you in this covenant commandment that Bible is talking about? Who are you in this setting? Now, let us look at Exodus. When you keep these commandments, Yahweh gives you, positions you, and tell you whom you are in him. Exodus chapter 19, verse 5. Now, therefore, if ye will obey my voice, indeed, his voice is his word. His word is the law, the Torah. And keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, for all the earth is mine. Verse 6. And ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and an holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel. You know, in Christianity, they do say, I'm a peculiar person. I'm a treasure of Yahweh. I'm a holy nation. I'm a royal priesthood. Quoting 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 9. They don't know what they are talking about. Because they are saying that they are royal, this, they are priesthood, they are this and that, forgetting where it is coming from. From covenant. You must be a covenant keeper for you to qualify to be a royal priesthood, for you to be a holy nation, for you to be the priest of Yahweh, for you to be a peculiar child, a peculiar son, a peculiar person. They threw the covenant commandments away because Torah or the law is no-go area. They don't want to hear. They don't want to come there. They don't want to do anything with it. Therefore, it is true. Satan said, don't mention that area at all, but claim that you are a holy person, a royal priesthood, a child, a holy nation, professing in emptiness. That is what is happening in Christianity. They are living in emptiness. Unfortunately, that is what is happening up to tomorrow. Unless something happens, Christianity will abandon that area they are going and follow the covenant way. So what is his name? Proverbs chapter 30 verse 4. Revelation 14, 6 to 9. What is his name? The name of our Creator. Is it the Lord, the God, Jehovah, the Jesus? What is his name?
Yahweh.
His name is Yahweh. That is the name of our Father. The name of the Son is Yeshua. That's all what we've been going through all this while. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, 2 to 3. They corrupted themselves. They walked away from his name. And Apostle Paul used it as a clue. When you see people deviate from or fall away from this truth, then he call it period or time of falling away. When you see that happen, you now know that it's time for Yeshua to return. His time to come back is on hand. When you see that happen, we read 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, 2 to 3 there. That ye be not soon shaken in mind, because they were saying, oh, our Master Yeshua will soon come. The gathering will soon take place. They were shaken. Said, that ye be not soon shaken in mind, or be troubled, neither by the Spirit, nor by word, nor by letter, as from us, as that day, the day of Messiah is at hand. Let no man deceive you by enemies, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first. They will reject Yahweh. They will jettison him. Even in these latter days, they will not know him again. They will not call his name again. They will go after another. And that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalts himself above all that is called Yahweh, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sits in the temple of Yahweh. You want to sit in the temple of Yahweh. Where is the temple of Yahweh? It has always been Jerusalem, showing himself that he is Yahweh. You want to show that he is Yahweh. He failed to grab that in heaven. So on earth, he will make do whatever he has, and he will catch Israelites. He will deal with them. He will cause them to worship and bow to him, and he will say, I am Yahweh. And the wise will know that you are telling lies. You beast, you are telling lies. That's not true. So these are the two things that Israel has to watch out in these latter days. The falling away. The falling away has taken place already. And the beast now is struggling to come in. He's struggling to come in. He's struggling to emerge. Even in this our time. But the good story is that it's at our Father's time, not his own time. Look at verse 6. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 6. And now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity does already work. Only he who now will let until he be taken out of the way. So there is one that is standing against him. The power of Yahweh is using that who is standing against the beast to block him, to stand against him, so that he will not march. Because what Apostle Paul predicted will happen, and the sign that we will see has already fulfilled. The world has walked away from Yahweh. Israel walked away from Yahweh, from his name, from his word. They will embrace the another. And the another will come and say, come, let me embrace you. Embrace me. But Yahweh says, he will not come at his own time. Because now he's pushing to come at his own time with this coronavirus, with all manner of things that are thrown against the people of Yahweh. What they are thrown onto the world. But look at where the Babylon is. There is one that is standing in that Babylon, like the Babylon of old, Persia. The king of Persia, Cyrus, said, now I'm going to deal with you opposing Israel. Israel must go. So Israel will be set free. So Yahweh knows why he's keeping this enemy by the side, so that Israel wake up. But unfortunately, how is it? Israel is still sleeping. Call from morning till night. I and you, many of us, we are still, whether we is deaf ears or dumb mind or whatever, I don't understand. It is still in vogue in Israel. Then what will wake them up? There will be terrible shaking. This beast will suddenly burst out and Israel will be ravaged. This beast will burst out and Yahweh will let go. What of it if Donald Trump will say, okay, let me relax, and beast take over? We can see today, I mean, unless you are not researching what is going on, you are not opening your ears, you are not seeing that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, both of them are they are arrowhead to usher in the beast that is to come. Because Joe Biden is already, his cognitive whatever capacity is gone. He doesn't think properly again. He doesn't speak properly again. He doesn't do things properly. He doesn't even remember. He doesn't recollect himself. At times he'll be walking and say, where am I? Where am I? Where am I? Where am I? So they know that he is a gunner. So they are using him as arrowhead to get to the, to reach to their end game. To bring in the whoever. The globalists, the kings of the earth, who will now hit Israel hard. Hit Israel hard. You are being called today, you are saying, I don't mind them. Let them do their worship. Let them do their, I love my Jesus. Hey, trouble. Trouble is on the horizon. Those whom Yahweh is calling are still making jest of him. When he let go, then people will see shaggy. People will see extraordinary things. Sorry, this message has to prolong a little bit because I want to finish it. I want to let you know what awaits even this age. That if we are not speedy enough, if we are not fast enough, this enemy will overtake us. But Apostle Paul said we are not children of darkness, that all these things will come to us suddenly and we will not know and be caught up, napping. No, we must know. And that's why we are praying and praying hard. Let us go to Isaiah again, where Cyrus is, because Cyrus is the one that is standing against him, even in these latter days, standing against this power. If Yahweh let go, then there will be trouble. But if Yahweh insists that this typological prophecy will work for us in this latter, then Trump will reclaim his second tenure. At least within the next 4 years, something will happen. And within that 4 years, he will do some cleansing. And there will be kind of stretching that the Republican and so on, all these globalists, will put them by the side. By the time they wake up again, maybe Israelites will wake up very well. Let's see what he said. Thus says, I'm reading Isaiah 45, verse 1. Thus says Yahweh to his anointed, to Cyrus, whose right hand I have holden, to subdue nations before him, and I will loose the loins of kings, to open before him the two-leaved gates, and the gates shall not be shut. I will go before thee and make the crooked places straight. I will break in pieces the gates of brass and cut in asunder the bars of iron, and I will give thee the treasures of darkness and hidden riches of the secret places, that thou mayest know that I, Yahweh, which called thee by thy name, am Yahweh of Israel. For Jacob. So this is the reason Yahweh is raising this Gentile hidden ruler. to help Israel. It's for the, just for purpose of, saving Israel from captivity and for his city, Jerusalem. That's why. For Jacob, my servant's sake, and Israel, my elect, I have even called thee by thy name. I have surnamed thee, though thou hast not known me. Can you see that? Cyrus is calling Jesus, is calling God. If you listen to the Thanksgiving they held yesterday or day before yesterday in America, Donald Trump, he was praying and he was, thanking his God, as it were, concerning himself, concerning the people of America, and so on and so forth. So he prayed to God, he prayed to Jesus, and so on. But here you can see that Yahweh is saying that this man is a hidden man. He doesn't know me. What does that tell you? It tells you that the God that they are calling, the Jesus they are calling, is not Yahweh. Yahweh is different from what they are calling. But then Yahweh said, irrespective of that, he chose him from that Gentile world, that hidden world, to do what? To do assignments for him. And that's why he said in verse 1 that he anointed him. Thus says Yahweh to his anointed, even that Cyrus is his anointed. He chose him. Yahweh can choose anyone. If he choose the donkey to speak to Balaam, animal to speak to Balaam, Yahweh, he is the creator. He has power to do all that he wants to do to achieve his purpose. He wants to achieve his purpose. So the purpose of selecting or choosing or anointing Cyrus here is because of Israel. You heard it in verse 4 there. It's because of Israel. So that Israel shall be free. The children of Jacob, the elect people, so that they should be free. And also because of Jerusalem. Verse 6 there will tell you. Verse 6, let us go to verse 6. That they may know from, let's take verse 5. I think that should be. And I am Yahweh, there is none else. There is no Yahweh beside me. I gathered thee, though thou hast not known me. That they may know from the rising of the sun and from the west that there is none beside me. I am Yahweh, and there is none else. There's a place he mentioned about his city. I'm trying to get to that. He did mention his city. It's part of the reason he raised this man called Cyrus. That may even take me to read it all through. I have raised him up in righteousness. I will direct all his ways. He shall build my city. Verse 13. He shall build my city, and he shall let go my captives. Already, he moved the city or the capital of Israel from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. And that is a proclamation he wants him to do. And also, he took the American embassy that was in Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. That is wonderful achievement. Achievement that no king or ruler or president had ever done for Israel, except the very Cyrus of old. So the only Cyrus in the recent time that has done this is Donald Trump. Not for prize nor reward, says Yahweh of hosts. So he didn't do it because the Israelites or the people of Yahweh will be paying him or is paying him for that. No. He's doing it out of sheer commitment to do the bidding of Yahweh, to do the work of Yahweh, because Yahweh chose him for this assignment. Now verse 17. But Israel shall be saved in Yahweh with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end. Now, that is Cyrus. That is assignment of Cyrus. And there is no Cyrus of our time. The whole world is raging. They are clapping their hands. They are jumping up and they are saying, oh, let us reset the world. Let us do the great reset. One world government. The world order. That is what they are trying to do. So they are trying to bring in the one world government, Pope fronting for his one world religion. At the end of the day, everybody will come under the feet of this beast. And that is the calamity. If there is nobody stopping them, nobody restraining them, today, only person restraining them or stopping them is Donald Trump. They hate him like shit. They hate him like anything. George Soros has said, one of the billionaires, has said the problem of America today is Donald Trump. Remove Donald Trump, then they will reset the world. They will achieve their one world government. That is what we're saying there. And that is what many of them is saying. That is what Bill Gates is doing, trying everything, making everything, that all the packages, everything, the vaccines, everything, it comes out for them to launch out the agenda. Whether this vaccine is planted with their chips or not, that was their strategy. But whether they will change it along the line, the prayers of the saints will do it. Perhaps it will be removed. Yahweh says he will intervene. Because if you go to Ezekiel, I want to close from here. Let me finish with Ezekiel now, then we close. Tomorrow, next Sabbath, we continue with the balance of the reasons, because those reasons are important. We need to know all those reasons. Ezekiel, Yahweh made mention of something which I have been reading every now and then and praying on them, because since he gave me that revelation, I have not stopped praying and asking Yahweh to intervene. If you look at Ezekiel chapter 13 from 17, likewise, thou son of man, set thy face against the daughters of thy people, which prophesy out of their own heart, and prophesy thou against them. Now, I have asked Yahweh, this is daughters of Israel. They did something terrible. They see vision. They cause, mask, magic wand, and so on and so forth. Who are the people doing that? He said, what of Queen? She's not a woman. What of Nancy Pelosi? She's not a woman. What of the deputy that they are electing? He said, do you know that woman? Kamala Harris. Well, let's go on. And say, thus says my sovereign Yahweh, woe to the women that sew pillows, to all armholes. All these are, all these things that we are talking about that they are fronting in our faces today. And make veil, kerchiefs, masks, face mask, upon the head of every creature to hunt souls. Will ye hunt the souls of my people? And will ye save the souls alive that come unto you? And will you pollute me among my people for handfuls of barley? They ask them, go to your house, quarantine, lock down. Okay, people will protest. What will we eat? We will give you 80% of your wages. Just go and sleep. They say, thank you very much, Prime Minister. All over the world, this thing is going on. And people are happily going to their houses, quarantined, locked down, This is the Bible. Will ye hunt the souls of my people? And will ye save the souls alive that come unto you? And will ye pollute me among my people for handfuls of barley? For pieces of bread. 80% of your wages is pieces of bread, is barley. To slay the souls that should not die. Okay, at the end of the day, they are going to be injected with whatever and they are going to die. Because that vaccine and whatever, if it is poison and tomorrow is going to, whatever they are going to raise, any nonsense that will happen, that will be it. Then the coronavirus will start. The coronavirus has not started. It's just to threaten people into fear, to submit to what they just want to do to them. What they want to do is a hidden agenda. But Yahweh is checking it. And that's why I know that the coronavirus COVID-19 vaccine will not work. Either Yahweh will remove whatever they are doing or stop to look at what happened in UK. He has flattened what they are doing and they want to kind of try to reset. Maybe. Because they took the something to FDA in America and the Food and the Drug Administration and one other organization, they said, no, this vaccine is not qualified to what we want. So they have to, kind of restart the something again, test again, and, before it will come to the level. Because the standard, there is something, when I heard that, my spirit told me, look, there is something that is amiss, which they have done, and these people have spotted, they must correct. So Yahweh is working. We continue to pray. And to save the souls alive. Remember, United Kingdom is one of the nations that carry this COVID-19 on their head. Lock down, lock in, do this. Europe, remember, we have said that Satan is the headquarter. Europe is the headquarter of Satan. Remember, we are talking about the beast. The beast that will emerge from Roman Empire. The European Union, the two legs, the toes. The last bit is America and Europe. America is Europe, Europe is America. So that is where everything is, dangling. And they are the author of what is happening. They took it to China, and at the end of the day, China said, okay, we cannot have to do. Whatever China is today is the making of America. Whether in economy, whether in politics, whether in anything. Because if you go to WTO, Ngozi Iweji-Okoala or whatever was elected to be the DG of WTO. America kicked against that because China, elected her, so that she will be the slave girl of China. When America saw it, they said, no, it cannot be under their watch. So Ngozi Okonjo was, put down. Everything now is on hold because America rejected that. Whatever China is today is the making of America. Believe it or not. That is the situation. And today, Donald Trump said he's going to punish China. And that is why they are fighting him. And China don't want to let go. They're inciting other leaders, other world government to stand against Donald Trump. So that Joe Biden comes in, because Joe Biden is their baby. Wherever they choose him, he will go. And when that is done, then the communist and the socialist power or state or governance will enter America and they will colonize America. And that is the whole world will be in trouble. That is what is going on. So you need to understand all this politics. It's not just politics. Bible is clear. And to save the souls alive that should not live by your lying. You see, they are lying and lying to us. Corona, this and that, COVID, this and that. Let us get you vaccine. Everything will be gone. Underneath is the massive lie. Yahweh says, massive lie. But you are lying to my people that hear your lies. You do this with lies. You use lies to cover them. Go in and quarantine. We are going to give you so and so percentage. Then you'll be fine. Tomorrow vaccine will come, inject you, everything will flee. How many people are dying in a day? In fact, there is a correspondence I was listening to in US. He said they went to hospitals and they checked the places they said they are quarantine people. Said they couldn't count more than 8 people that were in big, large hospital. They couldn't count about 8 people that had coronavirus. So what does that tell us? They are using it as a game plan, as an excuse to reach their goal. They are telling you lies. Wherefore, thus says my sovereign Yahweh. This is what Yahweh says. Behold, I am against your pillows. All these are magical ones. All these are magical tricks. All this corona thing. All this thing are packaging. You are going to inject them. Because he said all those things will make them to lose their DNA. They will lose both their mental, everything about themselves, everything about their life. Amen. So that one will be subject to their control. It's a controlling thing that they are putting together. Behold, I am against your pillows, wherewith ye they hunt the souls. They use it to hunt the souls to make them fly. This fly is rendered in different, wordings, different depending on the Bible you are holding. At the end of the day, they make you subject to their control. And I will tear them. That was it. He will tear them. Maybe the version of UK has been teared.
Amen.
Them from your arms, and will let the souls go, even the souls that ye hunt to make them fly. Your kerchiefs, that is your masks, face masks, also will I tear and deliver my people out of your hand. Have I not told you here that everything is targeted to Israel? And there shall be no more in your hand to be hunted, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh. Who is going to lead for this? Donald Trump. Do you know that Donald Trump said, for this vaccine, it's not for everybody. If you need it, because Donald Trump is also playing politics to the highest level. Donald Trump is not for or against the COVID. The vaccine. Because some people are afraid and they are looking for medicine to heal them. So therefore, they say, okay, we are facilitating it. So that those who are afraid, when they see it or be injected, they will feel free. They will say, oh, we are healed. Because faith, at times people tie their faith to medicine. Now, to those who doesn't want it, the Trump say it's not compulsory. So don't have it. That is what is going on. And these globalists don't like it that way. These globalists say it must be for everybody, they must be injected. That means they have something upstairs. They're not telling you. Donald Trump sees what they are doing. And that's why every test must go through America. All these vaccines, the FDA in America, if they don't confirm it, it will not come out. And they have spotted what happened in UK, and they say, this thing, if you don't go back and redress some things, it will not work. And they say they're going to go and redress it. It will fail. Children of Yahweh has been praying. Pray on. Pray. Pray. And ye shall know that I am Yahweh, because with lies, listen what they are doing. Everything they are doing to us is lie. We don't know what they are doing, but lie. The fake news media, they're pumping lies to you. That's why you have to listen to alternative media. Forget BBC, forget CNN, forget all this. Listen to the true truth, where it's coming, all this alternative media. Because with lies, ye have made the heart of the righteous sad, whom I have not made sad, and strengthened the hands of the wicked, that he should not return from his wicked way, by promising him life. Therefore, ye shall see no more vanity, nor divine divinations, for I will deliver my people out of your hand, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh. When the Bible is talking about this divinity and all this and that vision, the revelation that sin and all the lies that are pumping up, Papa see is behind what is going on. Let us rest our case here. My next Sabbath, Holy Spirit will continue with us. My prayer is that we understand what is going on. Yahweh says, these are the people that gang up against us. And Yahweh is saying, the only remedy is covenant commandment. Come into covenant commandment. Come under my fold. Come under my name. I will protect you. I will defend you. We can see in Ezekiel where he's saying, for my people, you won't get to them. I will destroy their lies. I will destroy your masks. I will destroy your vaccines. I will destroy those things that will make my people fly. They will not fly for you. You will not hunt them again. They are hunting us. They are hunting. If Yahweh will step aside, they will swallow us. Father, we thank you. We bless you. We give your glory. We give you all honor. We give your thanks. We give your praise. You see the end from the beginning. You know what they have hatched in their belly. Lies. They pump lies to us while they are hunting power, evil power, magical power, mask power, coronavirus power. They they want to use against us. Who will come against us when you have not sent them? Who will make a decree and it come to pass when you have not commanded it? Who? No man. You are in charge. And beside that, he said, if we obey your covenant commandments, that diseases of Egypt, sicknesses of the Gentiles, they will not near us. You will separate us from them. Whether head or tail, you are with Israel. You are with your people. But what you say we should do is to come to your covenant commandment, to come to your name, serve you, worship you, and no man will be untouchable. Father, continually to make us untouchable. Put the enemies to shame. Put the kings, the globalists to shame. All the kings that are attacking your show, attacking your children, your God, your people on earth. Father, deal with them. Handle them, shame them, humiliate them, confound them, and let them know that from the rising of the sun to the west, you are the king of the universe. You are the owner of heaven. You are the owner of the earth. You are in charge of Israel. And you are going in and they are coming out. And you are their savior, their protection. Thank you, Father. Thank you for Yeshua. Thank you for our lives. We bless you. We give you glory. In Yeshua's name we have prayed. Amen. Hallelujah.
Keeping the Sabbath.